Adrian, up next. How are you feeling this evening? Are you ready to put the big boy pants on with me?
I'm always ready, bro. That's the thing about delivering news. You need to be ready at all times.
Yeah. Let's remind people. Why don't you remind people? Because we're going to talk about this whole Snow White controversy now, and it's two pronged. It's with the lead actress and it's with the dwarves. And yes, it's Snow White and the seven effing dwarves. I'm not saying otherwise. Come at me, I don't care. Before we get into that, remind people if you don't remember, that's fine, but I'm pretty sure you will. Remember when the Little Mermaid came out, and there was all that racial vitriol towards Haley Bailey, right? Halle Bailey,
Yeah.
Halle Bailey, and you gave a reason as to why she might not be white like the original Disney portrayal, which actually turned out to be the case in the movie. So I mean,
I was quite shocked by that, but
yeah.
yeah.
So you called it perfectly, but I mean, okay, I don't want to speak for you, but you basically said, "Hey, seven seas, Caribbean." It would also make sense.
The flounder.
Best friend sounds quite Caribbean. You know what I mean? Like, you broke it down quite wonderfully. But you also then followed up and saying, now there are examples where I think that we should not be doing ethnic changes. Snow White was one of the ones you mentioned.
Now, I can't remember everything that I say along the way. Now, I don't know if you want this to be a vertical. I don't know if you want to read the story, and then I do it. There are two ways. Because essentially, am I opposed to certain things? Like, we are allowed to be diverse where diversity goes. I am the biggest Batman fan. I do not want to see a black man be Bruce Wayne. You can pass on the torch along the way, like you have Peter Parker and Miles Morales, two different people, two different stories. I do not believe James Bond should be black. It's just the way it is. You can give me the universe, give me 0010 or 010. I don't care. He could be 001. He could be whoever, but don't make it James Bond because that's the legacy in the story. Why has this person suddenly changed? The only time it does make sense that you can have someone be the same and it changes is Doctor Who, because I've not watched the TV show, but I'm aware that stuff bounce around and the spirit of the Doctor goes from body to body.
Yeah.
Doctor Who fans, don't come at me if I've explained that wrong. It's the best I've understood from it. However, do I have an issue with? I mean, I've heard the announcement before, and I'm going to say why I don't believe Snow White should change. And the key behind
hold that fire,
okay.
because I feel like this will make a very good reel. So hold that fire. This story is two-pronged because we have to deal with the casting of Snow White herself, and then we have to deal with the casting of the seven dwarves. Ha! Said it. Dwarf. Dwarf. Snow White and the seven dwarves. Come at me. Let's start with Snow White. Here's the story. This genuinely makes me quite angry, but here we go. Not the casting, but the fact that this is happening. So Rachel Zegler refers to comments over her casting in Snow White as nonsensical discourse. The Latina actor, who is of Colombian and Polish heritage and starred in Steven Spielberg's West Side Story remake, was referring to racist comments about her casting. This is from NBC News. Rachel Zegler is reacting to the latest criticism surrounding the cast of the upcoming Snow White live-action film. On July 14th, Daily Mail published photos from the set of the remake, providing a first look of the diverse actors portraying the seven dwarfs from the Disney classic. Here's the first part which should annoy you, AJ. A Disney spokesperson released a statement to the Daily Beast that said, "The photos are fake and not from our production." The Daily Beast said that later, a rep from Disney's quote-unquote PR shop confirmed that the images were real, but not official photos from the set. In other words, a paparazzi got in and snapped some photos and Disney were caught with their pants down. While some social media users criticized the casting choices for the Seven Dwarfs, racist comments about Zegler, who is Latina, being selected as the beloved Disney princess, also resurfaced. Many fans supported the West Side Story actor online, calling her the perfect Snow White. Shut up. Just shush. Zegler expressed her gratitude to her fans, but she also said that she no longer wants to engage with the nonsensical discourse surrounding her playing Snow White. Good for her. The 22-year-old tweeted on July 15, extremely appreciative of the love I feel from those defending me online, but please don't tag me in the nonsensical discourse about my casting. Instead, Zegler wanted to embrace positivity and spread more accepting message. So, AJ.
So before you go up, let's just pull up the picture one more time so everyone can see the young lady involved.
There you go.
Now, okay, cool. I hope that's there for everyone to take a look at, and I will break down as much as you need me to right now.
Shoot.
Now, I look at this picture, and that is one of the best pictures they could have found of the young lady for this role, because she does look like someone who could pull off Snow White based on this picture. However, I've also been aware of West Side Story, where she plays Maria, who is of Hispanic descent. So we know her Hispanic roots are very much deep-rooted. And either way, I don't have a problem with that, because I will accept the diversity of Ariel. And it doesn't have to be key. However, I just happened to have watched Snow White recently, and that's not the problem. It's more the story of Snow White that I read before, because I do believe the name Snow White was because this girl's skin was as white as snow. Her lips was as red as the blood from the thimble. So, like, there are certain parts that you cannot be of a certain color. Like, had Halle, sorry, let me get that back correct. Had Halle Berry been cast as Snow White, it would have made no sense, because the whole purpose behind this is
Halle Bailey, you mean?
I said Berry, didn't I? Yeah. Either one doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right? Either Halle. Neither of them have the skin as white as snow. Now, the same is going for Rachel. Like, this is a pretty good picture. That she has the features. Don't get me wrong. She's a wonderful looking lady. I am not dissing her in any way, shape, or form. I can see the hair up. I can picture her in the cosplay. But let's play the game where we have to play the game. When certain roles are designated and everyone's like, it's unfair that X plays this role because it's meant for this classification, this is meant for Y classification, let's play it that white people are still allowed to play white people, right? It's the real. You can't have just one side of the coin. So am I opposed? She looks the part, but if you have to overdo the makeup on a Latina to make her look white as snow, then maybe we should have gone down the Emma Stone route. Do you get where I'm going? Yeah. I'm just being fair where fair needs to be played. I don't look at the picture. I'm there. I Googled the name as well, and I saw Zelina Vega. For any wrestling fan, I saw someone of a very Latina descent, and it's not a diss. I'm sure she can knock the role out of the park. But if we're going to say roles designated for people of what have you, had it not been for that key line that the girl is called Snow White because her skin is white as snow, people, I have no problem. Tomorrow, if Sleeping Beauty happens to be black, there is nothing that tells me Aurora has to be anyone else.
Correct.
Snow White. Snow White. It's in the name. And again, for anyone who wants to come up my boy for the fact that the film is called Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, if he called them dwarves, it's the role they're playing. He didn't call them Oompa Loompas for the fun of it. No, he called them dwarves because that's the title of the film. I rest my case.
Yeah. As always, you've said things very well here. This story feels all over the place to me because she's Colombian, but she's also Polish. So you're going to have people now defending it on that ground. She's not wanting to be tagged with all the racial vitriol, which I fully support her for. Why the hell she's being attacked is beyond me, because it's, as I said to you off air before, it's like, hello, young 22-year-old, very talented girl who's worked with Steven Spielberg. Would you like to play an iconic Disney princess, one of the most famous potential Disney princesses ever, and have millions and millions of dollars reversed into your garden? Yes or no? Yes, please. But you may suffer some racial hatred as a result. Take the money and run, girl. Like, people shouldn't be attacking her if they have an issue with the casting. And as AJ said, I do have an issue with the casting, Not because of her, but because if the shoe was on the other foot, oh my word, the congressional hearing. Let's make let's recast Black Panther as a white guy. Booyah, come at me. And the fact of the matter is that she isn't the one who should be attacked for this. If you have a problem with this casting, which I personally do, Disney are the ones that should be held accountable here, not some poor actress who's not deserving of any hatred towards her because someone said, here's millions of dollars to play a role. Would you like to work? Let the girl work, man. You wanted to add something?
I mean, two sides. There was a point that Letitia Wright was nearly cancelled. There is no way after she was going to be cancelled, you could say Margot Robbie is taking over the role of Shuri. It would have caused the biggest outcry ever. Fact. You know, that's that. And I'm just going to follow up on your thing. Like, I can understand not being happy based on your own personal belief systems. As I said, someone who's called Snow White should probably be white. However, in that, I'm not going to tweet racial slurs towards the person.
Leave her alone.
Racial based on a certain belief of something that is embedded in race, but not necessarily racial. You need to separate being a racist from having a belief based on racial background. Yep. Do you get what I'm saying? You can't say you don't deserve the role. As you said, talented, but you believe it should be that, which I go back to. If there are designated roles be the case. Don't attack someone because of it. Now you're proving to be a racist because you're attacking someone.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't deserve the role. That's where you're not. To tell someone they don't deserve the role, you shouldn't have taken the role. Now you're a racist. I believe it should have gone to someone else. Is very different. Very different.
It is very different. Let's go W Deuce here. I don't have much more to add to this. I think we've said what we have to say on this. It's that, do we agree with the casting choice? No. Do we think that the girl should be attacked? No. I would add, I think it speaks volumes that when these photos came out, Disney denied them. I mean, you want to talk about like, oh my word, that shouldn't have happened. They should have just done what Ryan Reynolds did when the Wolverine photos were about to leak and make the decision is that no, we'll leak them. It's going to be on our terms. You know, Disney got caught with their pants down. And even that sounds dramatic, caught with their pants down. But it's like these photos came out, and instead of just being like, yep, those are the photos and what, and standing by their guns, they started by denying it. To me, that just stinks of shame.
So can I just ask a question while we're on this topic? I don't know if you want to make me long ways. Actually, keep it this way. I don't even mind making a box of this for you. Are you actually telling me that just because the filming location hasn't been confirmed by the source and that people are denying it, it doesn't mean there's still a chance it can still be true? Just the question that I wanted to ask.
to our friendly TikTok troll.
It's just a question that it could be real, but the sources deny it, and you didn't hear the filming location, so you still believe that it's just a question. Anyway, we move on.
Okay, so I want to hear what you guys have to say. So where do you stand on this casting? Do you agree that the girl should be left alone, or do you agree that or do you think she should be held accountable for accepting the role? Listen, think what you want, whatever you do think. I want to hear it down in the comments below. So let us know. Let the debate ensue. But down in the comments, play nicely. No nasty racialness. And please, as always, to be sure to like and subscribe. If you
Can I be honest? If you feel that is the way you want to express yourself, expose yourself. It's not that we agree with you, but if that is your mentality, let it be seen. And just, I know you reply to comments more than I do, so it's a bit unfair for me to say that. But if that's the kind of nature of person you are, feel free to express yourself. I feel like the shame lies on you if you have a racial slur to put behind it.
No, it does. And well, look,